I just found someone to do my dreadlocks. I'm so excited. But I'm trying to like get my head together here. And I almost sat on goose poop. Ew. Y'all. So hallelujah. Praise Yah. Today is a good day. I'm with the Geese family. See that? Geese family. Hi, Wrinkle. Wrinkle, come. Wrinkle, see. Wrinkle? So they're eating the grass right now. You really don't need to mow it because they'll do it for you. They don't eat the whole thing. They just they literally chew it down to a reasonable size. They're like natural lawnmowers. It's pretty amazing. And a lot of them that they eat, they don't even like they rip off. They don't even eat. They just kind of like leave it there. So test all the spirits. There are many that have gone out. There is the Deuteronomy 13 false prophet test, right? Because our Father is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He does not change. So if someone's bringing you another go spell, then it's time to reevaluate things. Here they are. Happy little family. And so they're happy today because I let them out. But you know, Father is truth. His Ruach is the Ruach of truth. It is the Ruach of truth. The Spirit of truth, as many know it. There's a lot of deception and lies that have even crept into the truth movement. And this is why we need to be aware. We need to test everything that comes to us, test it all. And if it doesn't match up the word, and someone's telling you that the word is false now because it's been completely rewritten, Father doesn't work like that. Father preserves his truth in the lies. 100%. And if you don't think that's true, read it. Because verbatim, the truth is mixed in with the lies. And you will find it. But you gotta be open to it. You gotta be... Oh no, eating my beans. No, Wrinkle, no. No eating beans. No, come on, Mama. Mama Ducky. Come on, Mama Ducky. Come on, Mama Ducky. Come on. Come on. What's this? See if we can get him to go in the pool. Come on, what is it? Is that your pool? They're like, yeah. So, make sure I don't sit and poop. So we gotta test all the spirits that come to us. And a lot of people who are truly honest, they're like really honest with the truth. Like they really, that came out wrong. A lot of people honestly get led astray. And that's the truth. They honestly do. And we need to be careful because I've almost got swept away in so many ideologies. It's ridiculous. Until the Father and I sat one-on-one. And now sit one-on-one every day. You know? And you will get to know Father's voice. He is truth. He's not deceptions. He's not lies. He's not confusion. Think of the word con. And think of fusion. The lies, con, against the Most High and his words. Against the Mashiach. They are one. In and his words. Con, against anything that is written. Okay? And then fusion. They infused their lies and deception in with it, causing confusion. Does that make sense? Heck, the geese get it. And if the geese get it, y'all should get it. They're actually pretty smart, the geese. Brother Tony, I just got your message and I will return it when I get off of here. I love you. Prepare. I still get it in my Ruach. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Beans, rice, water, prepare. Beans, rice, water. It's on like repeat. I just talked to a neighbor whom I'm trying to give bits and nuggets to, but he ain't having it. But that's how you know. There's a stronghold on people. There's a stronghold, and it's sad, and we ought to pray for them, love them still, and pray for their awakening. And there's a lot of people that are praying against the Most High. And what do I mean by that? There's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that think yes. Oh, you like yourself, huh? Yeah. There's a oh, my phone's gross now. There's you shouldn't have a mouthful with grass sticking out your mouth, Mama Ducky. She's a goose, but my son calls her Mama Ducky. And she answers to it. Right, Mama Ducky? Mama Ducky? Mama Ducky? So there's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that are praying against the Most High because they think their ideology is correct or accurate when it's simple. Go to the feet of the Mashiach, anything and everything that is given to you, and ask him. And he, not somebody else, he, not somebody else's book that they wrote, that's their thoughts, right? I don't care about anybody's books anymore. I only care about what Father says. I only care about what the Son, which is the Father, because they are one. The Son sits beside the Ruach of Alhim. And you can only understand that. That's a mystery. It's not a triangle. It's not, what is that called? The triune, Trinity. That's all false. That's false. If they were all three persons, the Ruach is a spirit. How is that a person? The only one that came in person form is our Messiah, and he died and rose again. Wrinkle, Wrinkle, you look lost. Come on, come on, baby, over here. Come on, come on. Here's the neighbor's rooster, which actually used to be our rooster. We gifted it to them. He is the spirit of prophecy, our Messiah, and truth. And you will know them by their fruits. These things can only be revealed to those who are born from above. These are mysteries that men try to wrap their head around and create books about until they have the Ruach, and it's very narrow, and the salvation doesn't lie in any of the apostles. It lies only in the Messiah. Am I against the apostles? Absolutely not. They're sitting beside the Most High. They are. Hallelujah. They earned it. Every one of them. And those that got their life slain for the truth thereafter, they deserve to be sitting near him. A lot of people are feeling alone. A lot of people are getting fires in the minds. I was sitting alone with the Father the other day, And I kept getting these memories, like not good memories either, like bad memories of things I did or things people have done to me. And I said, Father, why is this all flooding back? And I heard him say, because I need to prepare you to stand before me. Better now than then. It's like, okay. So when it comes, these thoughts, these fires, these things that I did or someone has done, I give it to him and say, please forgive me. I lay it at your feet. If we don't remain humble and teachable like children to him, and I'm going to stress that, to him. Yes, he sets teachers that are of him, but you will know them because you will hear the Father's voice. What are you doing? Where are you? Mama Ducky? Mama Ducky? Hi, Wrinkle. Wrinkle? Mama Ducky? Hi, guys. Hi. This big old world. You know? So, there's a lot of brothers and sisters that are just praying against the Most High. They're praying against them because they think their thoughts and their ideology is correct and the person that they're trying to correct is wrong. Why don't we leave that to the Most High and stop praying against things, because that may come back and bite you in the bum. Be humble. Be humble. Remain humble. Where are you? Hey, guys. And it's the same thing with worship. Worship has been so idolized and paganized. How do we worship? Do we worship with our hands up in the air? I was born and raised Pentecostal, Baptist, then Pentecostal. So you bet your everything that I was speaking in tongues. And I was, hold on, I can't step on the bombs here. By bombs, I mean goose poo-poo. And laying hands on people and getting drunk and slain in the spirit. I was doing all that yucky cuckoo poo-poo. That's Kundalini. It's an evil woman Ruach. Evil Ruach. That is not of the Father. And she is rampant right now in everyone that is not walking in the truth of our Mashiach. We must be careful, because Yahusha was very, very, very blunt about prayer, that we are not to be making our prayers at the head of the churches or on the street corners. We're supposed to go into our secret room, and the Father that hears and sees in secret would openly reward his. Yes, we have Pentecost, right? Shavuot. Pentecost was a celebration and a half, right? The Ruach came down and they started speaking in multiple tongues. And all the people that were there for the feast were all speaking a language that one of the apostles were speaking. And so they heard their language immediately. And it was the top of the hour, right? So they weren't drunk. And trust me, they walked in truth. They walked by that Torah. They were not drunk. And they were chosen. They weren't drunk. And they certainly weren't drunk on the Spirit. That's disgusting. It's heresy. So there's a lot of things we have to overhaul, and the Father will overhaul them out. But unclean worship is not of the Father. Like this swaying back and forth and speaking in a weird... No one should be speaking in any sort of tongues unless there's an interpreter. How do you know there's an interpreter? Father is going to move you to speak and then move the other person to interpret. But that rarely happens. It happens, but rarely. To just speak these tongues without an interpreter is false. And there's this thing called spirit light language that this new age Christianity does, and it's false. It's gross. You're actually communicating with demons. It's gross. I speak in tongues, and it sounds like a language. It sounds like Aramaic, actually, or Hebrew. Sounds like something, but I don't do it in front of anyone anymore. It's between me and Father. And sometimes he interprets it immediately to me, what I say. There was a time when a person was, happened during COVID, a person was on the news giving a conference, a news conference, and they were speaking in another language. And I was repeating what they were saying. I didn't even need to read the captions and things. Father revealed it. How do I know it's true? Oh, it's true. Because that's Father. You know? I've seen my aunt have conversations with people overseas in their language. She's never spoken a language like that ever in her life. So these and like these things can happen, and they can occur, but there's a false spirit going around that mimics and makes everything like Father's, but isn't Father's. This is where discernment, and this is why people need his set apart spirit so bad, especially right now, because even if certain people were in the truth 100% and they're walking in this truth, if they're watching other people give different things, they're letting these doors open and they're participating in a lot of this stuff. And when a lot of this stuff is spoken over people, it can be curses. It can be doors open to the supernatural or dings in your armor. For now they can come in. You open the door. You must be careful. You must be vigilant. You're in a war, a spiritual war. Father doesn't want to lose any. And yes, you can lose your crown. Absolutely. You can lose your place. You can lose your crown. Stay humble. Stay humble. And for those of you who say that they don't pick you apart verbally, well, you're doing it in your heart. And Father sees the heart. And he judges by the heart. We must be vigilant. They must align. It must align. And I'm not talking some new age crap. I'm talking all of this must be bridled. Your tongue needs to be, you need to learn to sometimes, Self-control. I actually had a sister once say I had no self-control. The Ruach was on me and I'm giving her the truth. And she called it a lie. And she said there was no self-control in me. Therefore, I didn't have the spirit of him. Now did you forget the warning? People don't read their word. They read verses. They read verses all day long, but they don't actually read it. And they're being led by a man, which is giving them a blindfold. The word is very clear. Yahusha says to anyone that calls him, right? You can deny the Son of Man and it'll be forgiven. All of these things will be forgiven you, except for the blasphemy of the Ruach HaKodesh. Except for the Ruach, the set-apart spirit. And it's real, y'all. How many people are doing that? Christianity has a hard time with that. You can't bridle your tongue. This person has this demon. That person has that demon. You're this kind of demon. You're taken over by this demon. No. If you believe and you have this, if you have belief and you trust in the Most High and His Son, you don't have a demon in you. You can allow things to come in and mess with you, but you don't have a demon overtaking you unless you have completely no belief. But he can't be divided. And this is where a lot of the deliverance ministries are false. And they're going to eat their words. What are you guys doing? They're going in circles. One's eating one tail, the other one's eating the other tail, and they're just going in circles. I don't know. It's like my son and my daughter. They get along and then they don't get along. But do you know what I mean? And then you have people crossing the line saying, well, you got a foul spirit, and you got this, and you got that. Be careful, man. Be careful. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know if you're calling the Most High a demon or not. Especially if you're speaking out of your flesh. Be careful. Be careful what your heart agrees to, because your mouth will speak it. If you're praying for someone to see what you got that doesn't even line up, then you're praying against the Most High. And you are, and you can shake your head no all you want, because your ears are tickled when you hear what you like. That's not just with the churchianity, you guys. That's not just with the apostate church. That's also in the Torah community. The called out assembly. Unless you're hearing something that tickles your ears, what you like, what you agree to, more like what someone brought to you, and you're like, Forever I thought the Father's name was Yahuwah with a U, until I was corrected by the Most High. It's Yahwah. Yahwah. His breath. Every time you speak, every time you take a breath, his name is being said. You're not saying Yahoo, Yahoo. You're saying Yah, 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 Yah. Do you hear that? That's scripture. And Father, if I'm wrong, you humble me. But he does the humbling. While the bride stays in unison, long-suffering, and patient endurance with one another. And I am not going to sit back anymore and allow anyone to tear apart anyone that says Jesus, God, or Lord. If that's where they're at, then that's where they're at. How are you going to meet someone where they're at? And when you throw Paul out, that's where you get confused and you become very prideful in these things. Because Paul, in the book of Acts, chapter 22, the Messiah came to him when he was in chains and said, you went to the Yahudim, the Pharisees, now I'm going to send you to the far off nations, not the nations, which is the 10 tribes, but the far off nations. And that is what he was chosen for, and he paid for it, and he was killed for it. So if he was part of the Roman Catholic Church, why the heck was he thrown off a cliff for the Most High's word? He was taught at the feet of Gamaliel. He was taught Torah. He was part Roman and part Hebrew. That's what really upsets people, because he was Roman. Well, aren't you a United States citizen? Think about it. He was a citizen of Rome, okay, by letter, and you are a citizen of America, though you don't claim it, because nope, I'm the Most High. I am Hebrew, which means crossed over. He was both. Both. You throw out Paul, you throw out everything. You throw out Malachi. You throw out Romans and Malachi, which go hand in hand. Come on. And they do. And people don't like to hear it. Oh boy, they get so mad when it comes to Paul. Paul is how you really say it. Shaul. People get really upset, man, because they really believe those men and women that are bringing that apostasy, showing them false. You know, I used to be on that bandwagon that you're trying to sell me, and I will never be on that bandwagon again. Why? Because during a 3-day fast that was going to be for my son actually turned into a humbling situation where I was on my face in my daughter's room, locked up away from them, where Father met me and corrected me about Paul. So you can't even convince me at this point, because I was once on your bandwagon. I was once on the bandwagon that the kingdom came. I was very close to accepting it, But Father drew me out of that because I sit at the feet of the Mashiach, and it's so simple. It's human conditions to go running after people and their ideologies and their books. Throw it all away. You don't need their books. Your only confirmation is the Ruach. The Ruach is your second confirmation. Yahushua is the first, and the Ruach is your second. Father, Son, Ruach. 1, 2, 3. 2 to 3 witnesses. Boom. There you go. And it's all written in the Word. It all goes together. It's so amazing. Father thought about it all. Thought about it all. I get a lot of people saying, you need to be vegan. Guess what? I am. Sweet brothers and sisters, I am, but I'm not going to place that upon you because Father tells me to step away from meat. Doesn't mean you need to be stepping away from meat. You need to get a personal relationship with the Most High. You need to sit at the Most High's feet. You need to learn of Him. He is your only rabbi. And guess what? He's going to teach you. And we'll all be in unison at some point when everybody can just get their backsides out their heads and stop arguing with one another. You want people to come and join us, but you're always arguing and arguing and arguing. Why the heck are they going to join anything when we're acting just like religion? It's gross. It's vomit. And we need to stop. Don't you realize that he's not going to take you or me or anyone that is going to argue all the time? Nonsense. Futile things that even probably we don't even get. We don't even understand. Father's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are not even our thoughts. We need to understand that. And just because you have the Ruach doesn't make you usurp him and become over him. That's Hasatan. He already did that. He tried to do that, and he was brought down low. Now, how much more do you think you're going to be brought down in the pit of fire? Assume your position. Jude said it perfectly. If the archangel Michael, would not argue with Hashatan over Moses' body when he died, and he didn't rebuke Hasatan, how much more should you or I not rebuke our brothers and sisters? Notice how it's brothers and sisters. You shouldn't. Michael said, Yahweh rebuke you. And he left it to the Most High. The Most High came and scooped up Moshe's body, Moses, and put him in a secret place that no one knows, where he stayed in Sheol until the bands of death were completely ripped away from our Mashiach, and he stole the keys of death, and now the Ruachs of those that were waiting upon the promise of Shiloh had come, will now be with him. That's the first resurrection. People are like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. You're saying the first resurrection already happened? Yeah, that was a precursor to the resurrection of the end. Before the millennial reign. His will rise first. And then all of those who believe will be gathered together with those that died and will walk into the millennial reign together. That's what the scriptures say. Don't get it confused. When did that happen? When did it happen? The reign here, not the millennial, but the reign of the kingdom is now within you. It isn't on this earth. It's in the bodies of the believers. We bring the fire of the Most High to everyone. We're supposed to. We're supposed to snatch even those who laugh and think we're stupid or hilarious or dumb or whatever, and take away all of our energy, and we're just sick of it. We're supposed to snatch them from the fire. We're supposed to love them enough and not hide ourselves away from them because, ooh, you're a Gentile and I can't touch you. My goodness, so weren't you. You're not eating pork. You're not participating in their ways. You're going to be like Daniel, and you're going to walk around in Babylon set apart. Daniel was the right-hand man of the Nebuchadnezzar, King Chad. In his name, is Nebu, the god he served. Nezer means king. Chad. So when I say Chad, it is because I don't want to say his full name because it has another Elohim's name on there. We're not supposed to have these names on our lips. But should we be worried about that? We have the Most High. Yahusha did a new thing. And a lot of people are forgetting that. They're getting very caught up in the book of Moshe, trying to keep the whole thing. That'll be your judge. You understand that, right? You want the old ways, you're going to get the old ways. You're going to be judged by Moshe himself. But that's why we throw out Paul, huh? You don't understand. You are of the free servant, Mount Zion, Sarah. Not of the bondservant, Hagar, or Mount Sinai. Because of the golden calf incident after Exodus 19, 20, 21, the golden calf was erected. Moses came and smashed those tiles down to the ground and made more. This time with seats, tassels, because they needed a reminder, a smack in the behind, because they weren't going to get to set apart anything. They immediately disobeyed the Most High by creating an image. And they had sex to it. They had sex with one another to it. They sacrificed to it. I mean, they literally were doing what Egypt was doing. Mitzrayim. I mean, seriously. Now Shiloh is here. Shiloh has set us free from the bondage and the yoke that not even... From the bondage and the yoke that not even our fathers could keep. Do you understand now? Did I say, oh my gosh, you got to throw away the 10? Did Tammy just say, no, Rivka did not say you have to throw away the 10 commandments. Absolutely not. They're on the tablet stones of your heart. And the heart should not be stones anymore. They should be flesh. That's what born from above is. I'm done ranting. I love you. This channel is strictly truth and of the Most High and nothing else. I don't want other people's ministries coming on here. I don't want copy and paste in the comments other people's ministries. There cannot be any confusion on Father's page, because we're coming to a time where he's going to give everybody over to the delusions in their hearts. And I don't want to be a stumbling block. I already was once, by giving a man to a sister that was completely false, and I didn't realize it because I wasn't watching all of his things. I only watched one. But asking Father to forgive me on that one. Woe to the stumbling blocks, but they must come. For it would be better for them to be thrown into the sea with a millstone. Better to be thrown in the sea with a millstone, alive, than to have to deal with the wrath of Elohim, God. Time is short. Get at the feet of the Mashiach. Fast. You can hear him better when you fast. Get into a quiet space. Do something. Go into your closet, like literally. Shut it all off. Disconnect the internet and shut it off. I love you all. Shalom, shalom.